He said, why do you feel the need to get on a bus and do this? Why don't you just do this from your bedroom at home? And I said, Bill, it's different. When I'm actually here, I can look down and see the boarded up businesses. I can see the pain and anger and frustration on people's faces. I can see that the children that are locked inside their homes because they can't get back to their schools. I can see what's happening here, and every borough has its unique challenges. He's anti-business. He wants to tax businesses. If you remember, he crusaded for this lockdown when other mayors, like the mayor of Manchester, were fighting tooth and nail for their entrepreneurs, for their pub owners to try to keep their livelihoods. This mayor was trying to lock us all down. He doesn't understand business. He's never run a business in his life. He's an 18-year career politician. He's using this as his next job to be prime minister. I don't think he cares about the citizens. I don't think he understands business. He's never done a deal in his life. He's never bought a company, sold a company. He's never held a board meeting. Every single day I'm live streaming, and I'm giving you the data of his consistent failures over the past 5 years. He's failed to solve the problem with knife crime. It's at nightmare proportions. He's failed to build the 400,000 affordable homes that he said he would. He broke his promises. He's only built 12,000. He failed to do the right thing for our transport system. The TfL has gone bankrupt nearly twice, and he's raising congestion charges, increasing the ULEZ zones, coming up with these LTNs that hurt us, and he hasn't found a way to get London back to work, which will strengthen all things. I was taking a taxi cab ride home the other night, and I spoke with Isa. He said, name one thing the mayor has done in 5 years. Name one thing. He said, that's why you're gonna win.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Welcome to the Brian for Mayor Digital Battle Bus. Welcome to Battle Bus Live. I am Brian Rose, and we are live in the back of the Digital Battle Bus. Today, touring the boroughs of Kensington and Chelsea, of course, Hammersmith and Fulham, and Westminster as well. Super excited to be in these boroughs. I'm literally going by Gloucester Road as we speak down in SW7, and it's great to be back here in the boroughs of London. Really out here digitally campaigning. We're super excited. And again, right now I'm in the home of the Museum Quarter right here in South Kensington, which of course includes some of my favorite museums, the Science Museum, where I took my dad about 12 years ago when he was in town. I love the steam engines in there. I took my son Caden there to see the space vehicles recently, which was amazing. Of course, there's the Victoria and Albert Museum, which is incredible, but the Natural History Museum, that's where it really is a big one in my house because my boys love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are the thing, and I took them to the Natural History Museum about 3 months ago. We saw the real live T-Rex move around. We saw all the dinosaur bones. It was a big hit. Last night, I, of course, read Gigantosaurus as a bedtime story to my boys, and it's really popular. So I want to thank the borough of Kensington and Chelsea for bringing us those things. Also want to give a shout out to the Blues, the Chelsea Football Club. You got some new management, so let's go this year and make it happen. Of course, we're going to be going into Hammersmith soon, and that's the home of the Hammersmith Odeon. That has hosted such incredible bands like Queen, Black Sabbath, David Bowie, and his legendary gig that he had there, the death of Ziggy Stardust back in the day. So thank you, Hammersmith, for everything you bring us. And of course, Westminster, it's the home of the national government here in England, including the Palace of Westminster, number 10 Downing, where the Prime Minister lives and works, and of course, Whitehall as well. And of course, the Palace of Westminster houses both the House of Commons and the House of Lords. We've had both of their members on my show, London Real, and we really appreciate all the hard work they're doing over there. Of course, we could always work harder, and we'll be talking about some of those issues today. It's also the home of Westminster Abbey, where Sir Isaac Newton is buried, Stephen Hawking is buried. Of course, the Queen had her coronation ceremony. Also, I took my daughter Gabby there a few years ago after we actually walked through a variety of churches all the way through the boroughs of London. We started off at the Tower of London and visited about 15 or 20 different churches, and it was really a great moment and a great pilgrimage I had with my daughter, and a great way to see London. So big shout out to these boroughs. They're very important, and we're so happy we're here. It's so important for me to be here on the ground because I can see the pubs that are boarded up. I can see the lack of foot traffic. I can see the expressions on people's faces. And the truth is that every borough has its unique challenges. And unless I'm not out here on the ground and seeing what's happening, I won't really be able to serve you as the next mayor of London. We were in Enfield a couple days ago. We were in Barking and Dagenham last week. We have been to every single one of the 32 boroughs. We've logged over 1,000 miles on this digital battle bus. Somebody didn't even believe me when I told them that yesterday. We could have gone all the way up to Scotland and back and still had some extra room left. We've done that many miles here in this city, and I'm super excited. Yesterday, we were live on RT, the television station, and they were asking us all about this incredible battle bus and all the things we've been doing, and we're super excited to be here. One of the things I want to talk about today is a bunch of the issues in these local boroughs, and one of the things that most people are frustrated with are these LTNs, these low traffic neighborhoods. Now, they were designed with great ideas in mind with these green initiatives, but the truth is they are failing the citizens on a local level. Our mayor is completely out of touch with the damage he's doing. And I heard this firsthand when I dropped by Ealing a few days ago to drop off some food for the St. John's Food Bank. I met with Alan Simpson, who does an incredible job there providing food to the people in need. And as I was getting back on the bus, a guy named Mark, who had traveled blocks over because he heard I was there, voiced his frustration, actually in a socially distanced way, about how the LTNs were ruining his neighborhood. And the truth is that people, right now, the LTNs are fining people when they go to try to visit family members. They're stopping ambulances from emergencies. We had an ex-ambulance driver on my live stream 2 days ago that said this is a real issue that we're experiencing. He said it can triple the time needed to get to a patient, and that's enough to lose someone from a cardiac arrest. This is real, and it's not being talked about. The next thing it does, these LTNs, is it's bankrupting businesses because there's a lack of footfall in traffic, and it's also increasing emissions. And so we need to talk about these things, and I want to talk about with you what's happening here. Also, people are very frustrated with the local councils who seem to be generating tax revenues on the back of these LTMs, of course, the congestion charges and parking fines. And Westminster, one of the boroughs we're going through as we speak, generated almost a £70 million profit last year based on the taxation of its own citizens. Kensington and Chelsea realized a £39 million profit, and my borough of Camden, where I live, made a £29 million profit by taxing the citizens. And again, this just shows me again how much the mayor is out of touch with the citizens of London. I'm sorry, but these LTNs, these schemes were not meant or designed to raise money from the citizens. Our GDP is down 11%. People are going out of business. Their savings are dwindling. And now they're being taxed in this time. Well, what they really need is help from their government, and they need to get London back to work. And so I want to talk about these issues today. I want to hear from you, but the mayor is out of touch. He's on the top floor of this glass building. He comes up with these schemes, does a press release, has a great moment, talks about green initiatives, and then we are left to pick up the pieces in the neighborhoods. It's frustrating, and I'm frustrated as well. So I want to get questions from you. First of all, I want to say we are being joined live today via video link with Zoom, and I'm looking at a bunch of the faces here. It's great to see everyone here. I see John Grady. I see Eric Nalvin. I see we got Sylvia Frey here. I see so many people that are joining us live, and we're going to be going to your video comments soon. I really appreciate everybody for showing up here today. And we're also going to be going to your questions on Instagram, on YouTube, on all of our streaming networks. Again, we want to be ultimately transparent here. No other politician would dare to come live, take your questions in real time, and find solutions that you're facing in your borough. Again, let me ask you one thing. Do me a favor. Ask me hard questions today. That's what I want. I don't claim to have the answer to everything, but I do claim to be able to figure out the solution. I've had experts from all sorts of fields coming to me saying, Brian, I want to help you. We see your passion. We can see that you're trying to promote the goodness of this city, and we want to be with you. We want to back you up on your plan to build affordable housing. We want to back you up on your plans to make sure TfL actually turns a profit. What a crazy concept there. We want to back you up on your plans to solve knife crime. And we love your idea of getting London back to work, because when we strengthen the economy, we strengthen all things. And I appreciate everybody being here. Do me a favor right now and answer these following questions. Type it in wherever you're at. If you're on Zoom, type this into the chat, and I'm going to try to pull as many of you as possible in here on video to ask me a question. First of all, tell me, what borough do you live in? What is the biggest challenge, and what question would you like me to ask me when I visit you? Second thing, I want you to tell me, are you frustrated with LTNs? Are you frustrated with these low traffic networks? Are you frustrated by how the mayor has not only increased your congestion charge from £11.50 to £15, but also he's expanded. Are you frustrated with the ULEZ expansion? Are you frustrated with these traffic and parking fines that these boroughs are using to turn a profit on the back of you? And are you frustrated with how the mayor is using citizens to raise money? And do you think he is totally out of touch with the citizens of London? Next, do you think that free and fair elections should be allowed to take place on May 6th? We believe they will, and that's why we're out here campaigning. And finally, do you think we need new leadership for London? Do we need a new vision? And do we need new ideas to take our city in a new direction? So again, type in your questions right now. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to be pulling a bunch of you here live on video with me soon. But just to bring you up to speed, we are on the digital battle bus. It's actually the most COVID-secure campaign vehicle in history. We've been so excited to put this thing together, and we've been traveling through every single borough in London, like I said, logging over 1,000 miles. Unfortunately, about 10 or 12 days ago, we were stopped by the police. I was walking down the middle of the street, talking into my phone, filming a video. I was completely social distanced. We had permits to park and film there, and suddenly I was surrounded by 10 City of London police officers. They arrived in 5 police vans. I just didn't know what to think. The video has gone viral. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. 500,000 views, over 500,000 views. And they proceeded to stop me, detain me, fine me and my crew, and ban me from campaigning. And something really sat with me there. And I thought, I feel like this is a criminal action to ban the campaigning that would result in free and fair elections. And so we pushed back and we created this 5-page letter with my legal team and sent it to the 3 main police commissioners in this city. They've all received it and acknowledged it. And we went back out on the road in the face of fear, potentially getting arrested, fined again. But we thought it was really important to get out to these boroughs and fulfill our promise to come and see you locally. And again, I was asked this yesterday on live television by Bill Dodd on RT. And he said, Brian, why do you feel the need to get on a bus and do this? Why don't you just do this from your bedroom at home? And I said, Bill, it's different. When I'm actually here, I can look down and see the boarded up businesses. I can see the pain and anger and frustration on people's faces. I can see that the children that are locked inside their homes because they can't get back to their schools. I can see what's happening here, and every borough has its unique challenges. What we're doing here is, first of all, 100% COVID secure. Second of all, it's important that the future mayor of London is in these boroughs, and I think he actually agreed with me by the end of the broadcast. So that's why we're out here. Again, this bus is completely 100% COVID secure. It's doused with an antiviral fog every night. Everyone has their temperature checked when they come in. We use hand sanitizer. We use face masks. And again, this is the same protocols that are being used right now on film productions in London, right now on film and television productions. So we're doing everything by the book, which is why, in my opinion, we have not been stopped, arrested, or detained by the police in the last 2 weeks, at least nothing serious. So we're excited. We think democracy must be preserved, and I think someone's listening because it looks as if in 90 days, free and fair elections will take place on May 6th. We think it's happening in London. We're super excited, and we were just happy to be a part of this free and fair election process, and that the democratic process is proceeding forward. So we're very excited for this. I just want to say one final thing. I've been getting hundreds of messages every single day saying, Brian, when will Sadiq Khan debate you? And it's a great question. I have asked the mayor, when would you like to do this? You can do it on my show, London Real. We can do it on mainstream media. We can do it on a Zoom call anytime, anyhow, anywhere. Just let me know when. He has been dodging me at this point. He's been avoiding because I don't think he wants to talk about the facts. And I'll be honest, every single day I'm live streaming and I'm giving you the data of his consistent failures over the past 5 years. He's failed to solve the problem with knife crime. It's at nightmare proportions. He's failed to build the 400,000 affordable homes that he said he would. He broke his promises. He's only built 12,000. He failed to do the right thing for our transport system. The TfL has gone bankrupt nearly twice, and he's raising congestion charges, increasing the ULEZ zones, coming up with these LTNs that hurt us, and he hasn't found a way to get London back to work, which will strengthen all things. I was taking a taxi cab ride home the other night, and I spoke with Isa, who's a black cab driver originally from Somalia. Big shout out there. And he said, Brian, he said, name one thing the mayor has done in 5 years. Name one thing. He said, that's why you're going to win. And honestly, between the two of us, we couldn't name a single thing that he's accomplished in 5 years. And I think on May 6th, the polls are going to show that London wants a new direction, new ideas, and that's what we plan to be.